Hello, I am Noah and I am the frontman of Addicus.
So I'd say I can play quite a few instruments. So I do like guitar, I do vocals, but that's in the band. But outside of that, I can play keyboard right there. I've not touched that in a while actually, but play a bit of that. My first instrument was actually bass, and I walked into the music department and I picked up the bass for the first time, started playing that. And then obviously guitar came in around year 8, I think, and continued with that. That's now my main instrument. But recently I started playing drums. I've got a stick right there. But yeah, they came in. I'd say I've gotten all right at them. But if Jack's watching this, he'd probably strongly disagree with me. Well, I'd say I've got some good beats in me. I can play a few songs. Band formed September 2024 when we all started college, and we had about a week into first year where we all had like bands that were we were put together, but then after a week all those bands disbanded. So obviously that's where I met Jack and 2 others, Kobe and Zach. The original plan was I didn't want to be on vocals, I just wanted to do a guitar. And I said, I'll tell you what, if we don't get a bassist in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna leave this room and find another group. And then as I was packing my things up to get ready to leave, Zach walked in and he had a bass. So that I was like, okay. And then we didn't have a vocalist, and I just volunteered to do vocals. We never found a vocalist, and my vocals ended up getting better and better over time, and that's where we are now. So at first no one really took it seriously, and then until I wrote the first song, Somebody, in October of that year. And then after that it was, then we got our first actual gig, which was at the Fickle Pickle. I've got the gig posted just over there. That was our first ever gig. Obviously you get a lot of creative differences. You get a lot of arguments in the band. It'll be like me and Jack saying like, okay, yeah, let's do this, and then Finn and Ryan will be like, no, do it like that way, and then we'll sit there in the rehearsal room for about 3 hours of our 5-hour like session, just like discussing what to do for that song, and then like either we end up agreeing with like one side or just never actually using that song ever again. We've got like, I think about 6 unfinished songs, or we just scrapped because there was a lot of like differences with it, and everyone was just like, no, it shouldn't sound like that, it should sound like this, all of that. So you get a lot of that, but it's just a matter of pushing through it, really. I can't take all the credit for the writing. It was Finn that wrote that back in 2023. He wrote that song based off a dream he had that went through 2 bands, they both rejected it. And then before Finn joined Addicus, I asked, hey, can we use H? And he was like, yeah, go for it. We played it at one live show, crowd loved it, and then Finn came into the band. We used it for a few gigs and then recorded it, and then we released it, and we were like, okay, we have our first song out. We promoted it a few times, and then it reached, I think it was 500 streams. We're like, okay, people are actually listening to it. And then overnight it went up to I think it was 5,000, like, and then we checked whereabouts worldwide people were listening from. We had listeners like all over Europe, all over America, Asia. Yeah, it was crazy. As like the frontman, like obviously, like people know the band, and then they'll probably think of me straight away because, you know, I'm like the front man, I'm always in there, but I like it, but it's like I don't want everyone's attention to be on me the whole night, like, because obviously I'm not the best at my instrument in the band. Like, obviously we've got like Ryan, who's like a great guitarist, we've got Jack, who's a great drummer, but then that's why I try to give everyone like a little bit of solo to like kind of like divert the attention off me for a bit, just to get them also some more recognition. But yeah, it's a great feeling other than that. Right, so Battle of the Bands, it's kind of competition, right? So you've got 3 bands against each other, you get 1 winner from one bracket and 1 winner from another bracket, and then they go against each other in the semi-finals, and winner of the semi-finals goes into the finals with final 3 bands. And we were in the finals and we ended up coming 3rd. It was a great experience, really, but yeah, it was a shame that we came 3rd. But obviously there was 18 bands to start with, like in the actual competition, and there was I think there was about 48 that applied. So yeah, we technically came like 3rd out of 48. When you first start, you're panicking because you know you're going out in front of an audience. It's like, okay, there's people about to watch us. There was one time, it was the Battle of the Bands finals, and I remember that was one time I felt pressure because that was our first proper sold out gig that we were playing. There was 3 bands and each band kind of had like a different crowd, really. And we were on second, and I remember we had moshers, we had crowd surfers, and like it was complete chaos. I remember there was this one bit where I opened the pit, walked into the crowd, and I put 5 CDs of H, and I just remember when the beat kicks in, you're gonna jump in the middle and just try and grab one. And there was only 5, and I think there was about 30 people in that pit at least. And I remember someone came up to me after, and they said that someone broke 2 of their fingers. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh, we're definitely in trouble for that, because obviously you want to respect the venue as much as possible. Obviously it was heat at the moment, it was Battle of the Bands, it was kind of like every man for himself. Yeah. Like we were trying to win that. It was for one of those gigs over there, it was the Blue Poster one. Literally the day of that, I got broken up with, and I didn't realise at the time because, well, also I know I got broken up with, but I didn't realise how bad it was because I had a gig that day. I was more set on that because it was a battle with the bands and I was more stressed. And then the next day I was like, damn, like this band has stopped me from realising how deep of a situation I've just gone through, because also I got quite attached, and it was like, yeah, it was I thought it was a really good relationship, but then obviously, boom, next day, broken up with. And then I didn't realise until like the day after or the day after that I was like, oh, this is something that I didn't realise was like that bad. But then obviously like, the band carried me through it, and then that's when I started to kind of understand the lyrics to H. I was like, oh, that's what that song means. I'm like 90% sure it's a breakup song. Obviously I didn't write it. Everyone kind of has their own meaning to music, you know. It's a bit of a weird thing to describe, because you never know what someone's going through when they listen to music. So they'll be like, okay, this song means that to me, or this song means that to me. Like, so obviously you'll never know what a song means to someone. That's why like a lot of people have like favourite songs and stuff, because of what it means to them. I guess that's kind of what I'm hoping for when someone listens to our music. It's just what it means to them and what it means to us. hopefully Addicus is still going in 5 years' time. Hopefully we'd have about 2-3 albums out. Hope to be playing shows up and down the country. Maybe a few like shows in like Ireland, maybe some European countries, but not. I don't want to get too ahead of it at the moment. I want to stick in my lane for the time being and just don't want to get ahead of it. You know, if it's going well, don't try and push it even more. So hopefully 5 years time it's still going. Hopefully it's going even better.